Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Wednesday, and we have a snow day, and I thought it would be fun. I don't know how well this will work, but to do a YouTube video actually reviewing the Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis Mortal Kombat. I'm going to do the fun task of trying to play this game with one hand while holding the camera in the other, and we'll just see how well that this works out. Now, there are some differences between the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat that you may already know if you're watching this video, maybe you don't. Let's do the worst first and do the Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat as opposed to the Sega Genesis Mortal Kombat. So, here we go. Here is the Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat. This is going to the CRT monitor right here, the Commodore 64. Now, if you have played the arcade version of Mortal Kombat, you know that during these character biographies, they actually have little custom movies. The Super Nintendo version does not have that. They just have the character doing their victory pose. They also have a different splash screen here for the opening. Essentially, what the Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat does is it has like an extra frame of animation, and the music is more accurate to the arcade. But the fatalities and the character endings, the character biographies, and the Goro screen are all gone in favor of just pictures of the, really nice looking Super Nintendo digitized actor sprites. Oh, and Sub-Zero has his own fighting stance, as opposed to in the Genesis version, he just has Scorpion's fighting stance. So, let's be Johnny Cage here, since I am fortunate enough to be friends with Daniel Pacina on Instagram, so... Alright, let's see how well I can fight Sonya with one hand here. Another thing about the Super Nintendo version of this game so far, alright, I won. Nice work. Is that, you'll get a couple things like hi-yas and just a couple sound effects that aren't like in the Sega Genesis version. For example, Liu Kang talking like Bruce Lee, 1, 2, 3. Got it. All right. That was the custom Super Nintendo finish move, which is less severe. He just kicks her in the chest as opposed to uppercutting heads off. Incidentally, I found it funny that so many politicians made such a big deal about this game when they had, no problem funding international wars and that kind of thing. But, whatever. The, over-the-top cartoon violence of Mortal Kombat. That's what's really important. Probably going to lose this one here. Alright, yeah, the one-hand thing isn't so bad. Alright, good deal. It kind of, like, focuses your attention. Incidentally, in another video I did, I beat Fighter's Megamix holding my son, which is when he was a newborn. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it this round. Nope. The Genesis version of this will not say the character's name when they win either, so... Let's get tricky here. He got me. Also, they won't uppercut you in the Super Nintendo version when they finish you. They're just nice and give you a gentle tap. Okay, that's enough for the Super Nintendo version. Let's check out the Sega version here. One more thing about the Super Nintendo version, there are no cheat codes on it, like in the Sega version, which I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so you get a screen here called the Codes of Honor, and if you hit A, B, A, C, A, B, B, it's going to tint red, and this will give you the arcade blood code. So, yeah, and right here, this is the arcade Mortal Kombat splash screen right here. And I'll actually show you the character biographies, which are maintained in the Sega version, although because the Genesis version can't really handle it, they don't have an animation. They just do a still picture of the little mini movie, which is only about like 3 seconds. So here's the Sega version. The character sprites actually, I think, may be slightly bigger on the Sega version. I don't know. And yeah, here's the Goro Live screen, which is also in the arcade version. This exact picture. The Super version, it just has, like I said, a picture of Goro from the game. So it's really not as impressive. The Sega version, I think, is a lot better. It's also worth noting I grew up with the Sega version, so I'm, I think, inherently biased towards it. Okay, here's the screen here. I'm going to hit down, up, left, A, right, and down, and that's going to get me a cheat screen here. Now, if I go down to here and turn these flags on, I can do things like mess with the computer's difficulty. If I hit those two flags, it makes the computer do a finish move when I lose. The music in the Sega version is different than in the arcade version, but I actually think it's better. The tracks, I think, sound better. You can also just figure out how many times you want to play the Chester Might game and what you want to do. You can go up to Diamond. Oh yeah, and you can also preview like the biographies here. Yeah, so you can see like the character endings for Johnny Cage here. Like each one here. Here's the first one. Yeah. So now again, in the Super version, it doesn't have any of that. It's just got, and like I said, you can pick which fighter you want to look at their biographies for. So yeah, there's Ho-Sung Pak. So yeah, really cool stuff you can do with the Sega version that you can't do with the Super Nintendo version. Let's try to play the Sega version with one hand. We'll turn the credits up and the difficulty down to give me some help, since I'm working with a handicap. So here's Johnny Cage. Like I said, you might notice like one lacking frame in the character, but I really don't even notice it. Like I said, Scorpion and Sub-Zero have the same fighting stance. Let's be Johnny Cage again. The battle plane pictures again, I think. Everything is, I don't know, to me everything looks slightly bigger on the Sega version. So, oh, we're going to fight Sub-Zero again. Alright, look to La Luna. There's the stuff in the moon. There's no way I'm going to get to Reptile here. Oh, even when I was blocking, he still got me. I almost beat him, though. I'm playing this with one hand, so... There's a Peter Pan in the moon, if you actually look. Alright, good deal. So he won't scream when he goes down to the bottom of the pit. But yeah. Let's do the Scorpion fight and then we'll wrap it up here. I'm totally gonna lose this fight because he's gonna shoot his harpoon at me. And it's gonna be hard for me to duck it. It's still not too shabby. I did pretty good damage. Bloodsport is my favorite movie, so I'm a fan of Johnny Cage, who's supposed to be like Frank Dukes from Mortal Kombat. Oh, another thing, in the Super Nintendo version, Scorpion doesn't say get over here. He says come here, the more polite version. Now he's going to burn me here. Wah wah. So, guys, there you have it. This is a quick video. Maybe we'll do a more in-depth one next time when I'm not on the cell phone. But hope you enjoyed this. Again, I prefer the Sega version of Mortal Kombat as opposed to the Super Nintendo version, but both are fine games. But if you have to choose one, you definitely need to play the Sega one, because that gives you the arcade experience and better music, I think, and more fun codes you can do, and possibly smoother gameplay to the arcade. I don't know. To me, the Genesis version is the best version of Mortal Kombat. So, until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.